David, is the mainstream media now admitting this or acknowledging this? And obviously, Fauci was rolled out in front of, Congress recently and examined. Did we get anywhere with that? When you see that, what did you see happening? And is this now being acknowledged by the mainstream media or not really?
Well, unfortunately for the mainstream media, the numbers are now overwhelming their nonsense cover story that it's all okay. Now, that said, I think MSNBC is going to go to its grave, denying that there's anything other than the illusion in which they live. I don't think they'll ever come around. But you do have BBC, CNN, Fox, and others who are starting to talk about the fact that after injections, people are suffering. And you're starting to see those stories show up in network affiliates around the world. So yes, we're starting to see some of that. But what we're seeing is a characterization of some sort of general lethargy and malaise that is hitting the global population, where people are suddenly having an amazing amount of cardiovascular disease, an amazing amount of cancers, an amazing amount of other things. And we're trying to come up with the reason why that's happening. And the causal link here is still being missed. And guess what was not discussed at any of the congressional hearings? None of the congressional hearings talked about the premeditation problem. None of them talked about the fact that when Anthony Fauci recommended mRNA as a pathway, he knew he was going to kill people by virtue of the uridine. He knew it. It was published Science in 2018. He knew that when he said to use remdesivir, also invented and created by Ralph Baric, the architect of the bioweapon itself, he knew when he said that, he knew that 53% of the population in which remdesivir was used in the African Ebola trials died, and I quote from the paper, regardless of viral load, meaning that healthy people without Ebola were murdered with remdesivir. Let's get really clear. None of those facts, none of the premeditation of the death and destruction of American and global citizens, not one of those issues was raised by any of the congressional investigation. They're hiding behind this effort, desperately hiding behind the effort to try to make sure that they can recite that this was a lab leak from China. But Brian, you know that I said this from the beginning. This was patented in North Carolina. The Chinese Wuhan Institute of Virology virus, number one, was manipulated through gain-of-function research funded by Anthony Fauci's NIAID. In writing, the proof of that is in October of 2014. There is no question about the truth of what I'm saying. The weapon was built in America, deployed in America, and used against American citizens by Americans. We must stop this nonsense of pretending that somehow or another a bat and a pangolin walked into a bar in a wet market in China and somehow mysteriously the world got sick. That is absolutely 100% ludicrous, and none of that story and none of the investigations to try to reify that story are worth their weight in air.
Yeah, even though it's all in black and white, and you laid that out in detail in Plandemic 2 and then in subsequent pieces. You've been very clear about this for the last 4 years, and that still has not been admitted to or even picked up at this point. Like you said, it was either the bat, or maybe you get to the fact that it was Wuhan and then it's some China's fault, but nobody brings it all the way back to the intention of Fauci, which is something you've always said, which again shocked people.
Well, and remember, let's get really, really clear for people who like to nitpick. 18 U.S. code makes it illegal for anyone to upload the sequence of a biological or chemical weapon from a foreign country in the United States. That is a violation, felony violation of the 18 U.S. code. So let's be abundantly clear. I'm not making an allegation. I'm making an accusation. This is very, very distinct. When Ralph Baric said he uploaded the sequence from the Chinese government in 2014 and then subjected that to gain-of-function research so that he could weaponize the Wuhan Institute of Virology virus one, his words, not mine. He thanked the Wuhan Institute of Virology for giving them the sequence in the 2016 paper that said it was poised for human emergence. All of these things are published facts. So this whole charade of trying to come up with a story that says there was a oops in Wuhan is covering up felony crimes in the United States. And the reason I keep hammering this point is even if something happened in China, and I'm, by the way, not a sympathizer of China, I am not at all, because I think what they're doing is morally and ethically reprehensible. But let's get really clear. If we pretend like the problem is over there, while we let the felons in the United States continue their practice, then guess what's going to happen next? H5N2, the bird flu, all of these other things are going to be the natural follow-up, and giant shock, which I'm sure surprises nobody, the alleged H5N, the avian influenza, which is supposed to be terrifying the world right now.
Yeah, let's talk about
for sale at the BEI Resources corporate website, and is incorporated into patents as early as 2016. H5N2, the never seen it before pathogen. You could buy commercial from the business that is run by NIAID called BEI Resources. Does that sound like something that's never been seen before? If you can go onto a catalog and buy it.
So Jim Rickards has just recorded a video that's not available to anyone in the public, and he's going to be talking about how this upcoming recession is going to be fast, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be nasty. But at the same time, he's going to show you how you can position yourself to profit from all of this chaos. Now, we've made this video only available to our viewers. Go to londonreal.tv/Jim. Watch that immediately. I can't say enough good things about Jim Rickards. He understands the global economic system better than any guest I've ever had on London Real. His predictions are almost uncannily true, and you can learn how to profit from his vision, from his expertise, and his understanding of economics. So go to londonreal.tv/Jim or click the link below. It's an excellent, excellent look on what's going to happen in the future and how you can position yourself to profit from that. Jim is one of the best in the business, one of my favorite guests on London Real, and he's very, very good at predicting the future and showing us all to profit from it. So click the link, and I hope you enjoy. The greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions.
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances. We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us, and let's take back our financial freedom forever.